Welcome back. This is Fantastic Pains and How We Hide Them. I'm not Chris.
And I'm not Karina.
But we're here together.
As usual.
Indeed. And I'm sorry that we missed 2 episodes ago. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. But we're back and we're ready to go.
We had like end of the year chaos.
Yeah.
Everybody was sick.
Well, and then we all got sick. And that was fun and interesting. And I was out of work for a week.
Yeah.
Just nonsense. All the nonsense.
We didn't even post about it. We just skipped it.
I know. We were just like, we're dead now.
And we lost 1 subscriber because of it.
I saw that.
Like one person was
They were like, no, there's no more. Fuck you. I am out.
You guys missed a week without telling me? Nope.
We need to get better about being more communicative. We just need like a social media manager.
We
for
do.
Reals.
Hey,
For
if
realsies.
anybody wants to be our social media manager,
Right.
send
Find
us
us
an
on
email.
Discord and let us know.
We have a business email too.
That too. That's linked to my phone, actually.
Don't tell them that. Now
Well,
they know
no,
how to hack you. They're gonna come and steal our identities.
That's not how that works.
I don't know.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But we're back and we're ready to go. Ready to fight to the death.
It's one of those days.
On camera.
On
With
camera.
crocodiles.
Wait a minute. I swear to God, 2 or 3 episodes ago, I was saying that I wanted to do an episode with crocodiles, and you said it was too dangerous. Now you're
Is
like,
this a dream you had?
no, it was definitely one of the. I remember editing it. We were making jokes, and I was like, and you wouldn't let me have. I wanted to bring a bear on.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, no, it's too dangerous. Now you're bringing crocodiles
For the
on?
bear.
That was bullshit.
We couldn't risk the bear's life.
I need to talk to HR.
Hi, I'm Karina from HR. How can I help you?
You're fired.
You can't fire me. I'm HR.
I'm HRer.
Then talk to yourself. I'll wait.
I do. It's my mainstay. All right.
All right. I'm getting into it.
Yeah.
If this is your first time joining us, hi and welcome. This is our podcast/video podcast, generally focusing around the experiences of being chronically and invisibly ill. But we also it's nonsense 24/7.
It's
all the time.
nonsense and life experiences that you can relate with.
Yep.
Even if you don't have an illness, there's stuff that you can relate to.
Right. Mental illness counts, just so you know.
All illness. Even
All
if you're a perfectly
illnesses.
balanced, healthy person, you'll find things to relate to. Trust me.
Do you exist? Like, if you're normal, let me know, because
We need to know what that's like.
it's like a unicorn. I don't know that you exist for reals.
True. Very
Who
true.
knows? Who are all these normal people? And you can find us anywhere podcasts can be found.
Pretty much.
YouTube, TikTok, and we have a Discord.
Mm-hmm.
So find
All
us
in
on
the description.
Discord. Discord is great fun. Lots of really supportive, lovely people.
Yes.
Yep.
Who I've neglected.
Yeah. Well, we both kind of go on these like sprees of disappearing. Like we get to a point where we're not feeling good and we're like, I don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
And then we come back like nothing happened. But that's the beauty of our Discord. Is they are super
They
lovely and
understand.
understanding. So
Yeah.
thank you guys.
No joke.
Yep. Do you know what time it is?
Nope.
It's time for the weekly recap.
Check in.
Indeed. I think you went first last week.
Yeah,
So I'll
I
go
did.
ahead and go. I am having trouble with time currently, so bear with me here. So let's see. Monday was Martin Luther King,
Mm-hmm.
and I was still kind of recovering from being ill.
Mm-hmm.
I had like major fatigue. It was really bad. Tuesday went in, had some kiddos. Wednesday went in, had some kiddos. I missed a therapy appointment because I couldn't get out of bed. I think it was Wednesday too. And it was at 7 a.m. So I had to like really be up and moving. But
You had the hardcore fatigue.
yeah, like really, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was to a point, I think on still Monday and Tuesday, where like moving was a major effort. It was
Mhm.
really rough. And then almost fainting at work. That's always fun. Love doing that. It's
You almost
the
fainted when you
best.
came over.
Oh, yeah.
When we were doing... Okay, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that part, yes. But I almost fainted over here, like, doing setup stuff because... And I was just annoyed, so I was like, fine, I'm standing up and there's nothing you can do about it. And then we were like, lose consciousness to show you. Great.
And I'm still labeled the reckless one. I don't understand. You do it too.
Our grandfather calls me high-strung. So you can be reckless and I'll be high-strung.
That's fair, but not fair at the same time.
I don't know if high-strung is the right word. I think I'm just ADHD as fuck.
Yeah.
That's my high-strungedness.
Yep.
But yeah, recovering from illness, getting back to work was good. Let's see. Thursday and Friday, I was home because we are on a hybrid schedule right now, trying to get ahead of the COVID nightmare, which is good because we had just staff out left and right over and over again. And so we've kind of been like taking turns. So the week I was out, my partner was in, and then this last week I was in and he was out.
Dang.
So, but I mean, the hybrid schedule works because, I mean, it's set up for that, which is good. So, yeah, nothing too crazy. We didn't do a lot. It was fun hanging out with my kids because they were stuck with me all day.
Nice.
And so I was going to take them out and teach them how to like do spray paint art. And then, of course, it snowed. So I'll have to see about doing that this week. I know. I'm like, dang it, it snowed on the day I was going to do the thing.
Teaching your kids how to graffiti. Wonderful. I love it.
Oh, the weather's been really bad, too. Like, that's been really, really rough. Really rough. Yeah, just painful. Really painful. And I've had this, like, horrible... I don't think it's gut pain. I think it's muscular pain in the abdomen.
Okay.
But it hurts so bad. Like, they're, like, spasms in the abdomen and in the, like, pelvis. And so I've been working on that with my personal trainer. But, like, the more work I do with it, anytime I relax out of that, like, correct position, the pain. And so, like, trying to go to sleep, nightmare. Horrible. Oh, you know, when you go to sleep and you have that, like, your knees are cold and your feet are cold and you can't, like, all the bones are just, ugh.
Yeah.
It's that time of year. I don't like it.
I've been wearing my heavy duty socks to bed for that same reason.
Oh, I don't like socks, though.
No, they're soft and floofy. It's okay.
But are they constricty?
No.
Okay. That's what I hate. I'm like, don't constrict me.
No, it's like, you know, like when you go and have surgery and they put on those socks that keep your feet warm.
Yeah.
And your circulation and all that.
Yeah.
It's like that, but you don't feel it.
Oh,
like
that's nice.
It's not tight around your feet and ankles.
That's nice. Maybe I'll
loose.
try that. It's the knees that are really bad with the cold. And then, of course, I've had, like, vicious night sweats to the point where, like, I'm waking up soaking wet 2, maybe 3 times a night. And then wind up either, like, sleeping in my robe or just flipping my blanket over so that I'm not, because literally it's enough that I'm sleeping wet and my bedding is wet.
Yeah.
So it's not just like a little trickle or run of sweat. It is, I am losing all of my body's water overnight, which sucks because then I'm perpetually dehydrated and that's not fun either. But yeah, other than that, it's been good. And then we had stuff last weekend that we'll get into with the pilgrim.
Oh, yeah. We'll cover that.
Yeah.
We'll get to it.
Yeah, I think it's your turn then.
My turn?
Mm-hmm.
Let me take a long drink of water.
Oh, I had a really good training,
Oh.
which was nice. That was yesterday.
Friendly reminder to hydrate.
Mm-hmm.
And coffee isn't a meal. Just saying.
He's only saying that because he has already finished his coffee and it's off the table.
And it's all I've eaten today. So, ooh.
Eaten.
I chomped on it, okay? There were chompy bits. I ate it.
The ice.
And some of the caramel was like frozen, so I could chew on it. But
okay. It's okay. I bought a lemon cake slice that we're going to eat later. Whether he likes it or not.
I hate lemon. I hate good things. Is it good? I hate it.
You're not going to like it.
Pretty much.
I just dated us, damn it.
Well.
Oh, man.
I was in a chat with some friends yesterday. Newer friend, like online.
Yeah.
And they were talking, and one was like, "Oh man, I can't drink. I just turned 20." And then this other was like, "Oh man, do you remember this and this?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I totally remember that." He's like, "Man, I feel old." And I was like,
This 20-year-old?
"I was like, Rec, you're I'm 10 years older than you, sir. Because he was the older of the two of them, too.
Yeah.
And they're like, wait, what year were you born? I was like, 86. And they were like, what does it feel like to decay? And I was like, thanks, guys.
I've been decaying since I was like 16, so.
Yeah, well, you get used to it.
It is what it is, I guess.
My week was sick. I was sick a lot. And I'm still sick.
You've been sick for 2 weeks.
Mhm.
Like, I recovered pretty quick.
I had the flu, and then I got like a head cold.
Yeah, because we didn't have COVID,
Mm-mm.
which was really interesting. So, like, the
We got
rapid
tested.
test said yes. PCR test said no.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a totally different set of symptoms from my husband and his brother, who were both COVID positive.
Yeah.
It was just weird. So we had like this bizarre.
I'm wondering
Parallel.
if it's not just thyroid, too, because my meds have been off. But I've been running fevers.
Yeah.
Not like low grade, like, normal, like when you hit like
Are
a
they
99
like
or 100.
flash fevers, or do they last?
They're flash.
Because I get like flash fevers where I'm like, it's a fever, but only for 2 hours.
They
Or
last
it's
longer
a
than that.
fever for 45 minutes.
It's like 4 hours.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But they're like, I'm hitting 103.
That's crazy.
Like, really high.
I wonder if it's like fevering or if it's like, I don't know. Because when I like flash fever, it's more of the flush,
Mm-hmm.
I guess, where all the blood comes to the surface.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if it's along that line or if it's your body just freaking out.
My body's probably just freaking out.
They do
Because
that.
I hit that week again where all my meds are off. And, my doctor didn't want to fill my my psych meds.
Why?
Because I haven't seen their psychiatrist.
Wait,
So
but I thought you had.
my psychiatrist was with New Health.
Yes.
And remember, she left.
Yes.
And there was an interim doc there.
Yeah.
But he was like, I don't want to,
Oh, yes. Okay.
he wasn't
David.
comfortable doing that because he wanted to know if I would join him. But I ended
Yeah.
up going with Megan. Don't see David anymore.
Okay.
So no one's doing the psych except for my primary, and she doesn't want to fill my bipolar meds
Oh.
and my like.
So you need to get in with the new psych then.
Right, I have to do a whole new psych workup.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Well, and we were talking about like your meds probably needed to be adjusted anyway.
Probably, yeah.
I have the pain psych coming up. I think it's on like the 27th.
Nice.
I'll have to look. But yeah, I have to see the pain psych also, which I'm nervous about because I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know
It'll be okay.
how my way of thinking aligns with like healthy pain management.
You'll do fine. From what I've seen of their program, like you fit in perfectly. You're
Hopefully.
the ideal.
Well, because they were like, "You're doing great. Let's kick you back," and I was like, "Please, God, no."
Yeah.
So
This is my week. We're talking about my week.
sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm sick.
I was
I hurt my foot a bunch.
your foot. Oh, because you can't feel it. Huh?
Right. So it's like an oxymoron. I hurt my foot. I don't feel things until it's too late.
Yeah.
So like stood on an attack, didn't realize it until it was all the way in my foot.
Oh.
Had to pull it out and was like, that hurt. But I didn't feel anything before that. Like I literally am walking around and I can't feel
Interesting.
the ground, which also makes it kind of hard to walk. 'Cause,
Yeah.
Like I've been slipping around a lot more.
Interesting. When is your scan?
Should be soon. I'm hoping it's within the next 2 weeks.
That would be good because that's crazy and that's advancing.
Mm-hmm. Pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Could be a tumor in my spine.
I've noticed, like, I don't know. I've been having this problem for a while with I can't feel feelings.
Yeah.
And I keep, like, burning myself on things because I'll hold it and then I don't realize it's hot until it's too late.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, no, it's bizarre. I don't like it.
Mm-hmm. That's weird.
I feel like there was something else. Oh, well, then
Not
there was the
sleeping.
stuff. We can transition into the pilgrim time.
Yes.
So, my grandfather approached me. I was like a week and a half ago,
Mm-hmm.
and was like talking about
No, it was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Yeah, because we had lots of time to prep, but I didn't really do much.
Well, we didn't know what they wanted, like what
Right.
it was going to be like.
He approached me with a request from his pilgrim friend Anne,
Mm-hmm.
who is doing a live stream / webcast
Webinar type thing.
Yeah, webinar about being a pilgrim and going on pilgrimages and connecting with people, I guess, that are in this foundation group.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't fully understand like how the conglomerate works.
Yeah.
I know that like the pilgrimages themselves, they take like groups with them.
Mhm.
Like it's a large group, a fairly large group, who go on these pilgrimages. So I imagine it's like those people.
Yeah.
But I don't know what it's called or how they
Right. Like keep in mind,
identify or
these aren't like hikes. These are like legit pilgrimages where they're going with like $5 a day to live on, and they're finding like churches to sleep in. They're
Yep.
finding places where
living off goodwill.
right, a lot of
Yeah.
that. And do you walk the whole thing?
Yeah.
I mean,
well, and walking across a country essentially
yeah,
in places and
multiple
walking
countries.
across states and walking from states to other states.
Yeah.
Because there was one where they went from, what was it? It was like here to Santa Fe or something.
I think you're right. Yeah,
Yeah. So
on foot.
really interesting things. But
Yeah.
yes, all on foot and all like living off of the goodwill of others and like churches and things like that.
Yeah. So this is, I guess, to promote the next pilgrimage that's coming up.
Yeah.
The next.
Well, and I think they're talking about the difference, like what makes a pilgrimage a pilgrimage
Oh, yeah.
is part of what
Oh, it is
that
going to be more like a webinar then. Kind of
Yeah.
like a, hey, you want to do this? Let's talk about what it's like, what we're doing. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're going to be basically producing and directing it.
Yeah. So we were approached because we have our lovely setup here. But they want to do 4 people.
Yeah, 4 people, and a moderator.
Yep.
And then me and you
then
have to be
us
here.
for tech support and all of that.
Yeah, we have to make sure everything's running.
Right. Well, and using my computer to launch the whole thing
Yep.
and everything through Zoom and recording that way and recording our way and
So we were
interesting stuff.
last Friday?
I think so, yeah.
We were working on that.
Mhm.
It wasn't last Friday. It was like Monday or Tuesday because yesterday was Friday.
Yeah. No, because
It was earlier in the
I
week.
think it must have been Sunday.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
go with that.
I think it was Sunday.
Doesn't matter. What
I
do
know.
you guys care? We're like, we need it to be
we
accurate.
need to know. But yeah, so doing kind of a dry run, and then we'll have another dry run coming up here soon.
Right. We did like the what they want kind
Mhm.
of. They sat down. They got to experience it.
We did
and
some tech exploration. And
Yeah, we got what we needed.
Yep.
So we know what to expect.
mhm.
But we had to change our layout, and it's already working out really nicely.
Yeah.
Like you probably can't see anything, but we have more space now.
Mhm.
Our lighting's a lot better.
Right.
The way the
Less
camera's set up.
blinding, which is nice.
In general, it's a better setup.
Well, and it looks good.
It does.
It looks good.
You guys can't see it. It
Every
looks good.
time we rise to the challenge, and that's really cool and exciting.
Mhm.
And you throw yourself like fully into it, so
It's my baby.
most credit to you, my friend.
I like it. I mean, that I can help at all is really cool. You know.
Well, and it's cool to kind of be included in that.
Yeah.
Oh, and the other part was Chris, who
Oh, yes. Anne's friend, who's going to be doing the moderating, I
Yep.
think,
mhm,
was a GP,
I think so. Yeah.
general practitioner, and knew about EDS.
Yeah. So our grandfather is always very careful to like introduce us and then introduce EDS alongside of it.
Yeah.
And so he's like, yeah, these are my grandchildren and they are broken. Not like that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. I know what that is.
Mhm.
I actually had a patient with that and I diagnosed her. So it was cool to have that.
Yeah.
Um,
That was.
yeah.
And in general, I mean, it'll be cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. Maybe we'll post the final product.
Or link to it. We'll link
Yeah.
it somewhere for sure. Because we're gonna record it and then upload it onto YouTube for them.
Yep.
So we'll have a link
Yeah.
somewhere.
And that'll be in February.
Yeah.
Mid-February. No, early February.
Early Feb.
Yep.
Because our next trail run's on Friday.
Yeah. It's just weird to me that we're almost through January. Like,
But the illness took all of the month from us.
time makes no sense.
That's part of why we didn't have an episode and why the last one was so delayed, is that I was sick and I was like, I can get to it when I'm feeling better tomorrow.
And then we
Never
just never
happened.
felt better. Yeah. So it's been interesting,
Mm-hmm.
but cool things in the works and we're excited. So
And our setup's going to be better from it.
yes, which is always just so cool when we upgrade.
Well, and it never seems to be, except for one time when we deliberately did it. Like
Yeah.
for season 3. It's always been a matter of, oh, we need to accommodate this one
Uh-huh.
situation, so let's change it.
And then we figure out, we're like, oh, this looks better. And
This works better.
make it better this way and add things and move things. And now you can see the pop figures, which is cool too.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know some of you were saying that
Avatar.
you couldn't tell what they were.
Star versus the universe.
Yep.
There's the forces of evil. What do we got?
And then
on
you
this
have Digimon surrounded by Pokemon.
Digimon and Pokemon, and Jen had them mixed up. She had what was it? Agumon and Tai were not next to each other. She put Tai down here, and Agumon was up there next to. It was just wrong. And we got called out in the live stream. Do you remember? Ben called us out.
Yes. Yep.
Fuck you, Ben. And also thank you.
Yep. Oh, and the live streaming is just fun.
We're going to do more of that, right?
We're going to do more of that because that was cool. I like interacting with you guys, and I like having those conversations and including you in those conversations because, I mean, we're only two people with experiences of our own.
Yeah.
So many voices is kind of the theme of the season anyway. So more live streams.
I like that. Many voices is
Many
perfect.
voices. Yeah.
Perfect.
Well, and I have people that we can get on. We just have to kind of plan it ahead.
And we need to redo stuff with other people.
Yes.
That got kind of
Yes.
screwed over. But now that we can properly host more than one person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, this will be such a good test run. I'm excited.
I know.
Because if the 2 mic thing works, then we don't really have to do
and
much.
we have to don't fight with it and then have, because a lot of the problem is when we have guests on, they either don't have the headphones, which is just a problem because they can't hear themselves, or they're shy about it, and so they don't interact with the microphone quite the way we need.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of the time our audio is
Fubar.
unusable. So
Struggle bus for sure.
yes. So I'm hoping if our pilgrim run goes well, we'll have better setup for other things. All right. What should we get into?
I don't know.
You had an idea earlier.
I was talking about my foot
Oh yeah.
and how I hurt it. That was it. I
What
realized.
did you, yeah. So you put a tack through it.
And other stuff.
is
Like I
great.
stepped on a plate yesterday and a fork.
Is it starting to feel like just like a heavy thing
Mm-hmm.
attached? I hate that. Ah.
Except it's like the core. You know how like the nerves are outside to in?
Yeah.
So it's the outside is the numb part and inside is still I
Yeah.
still have feeling and control. So like it's not like fully having like a nerve block done.
Right.
But it's like when it wears off.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going backwards.
That's
It's
so
like setting
weird.
in.
Yeah. Well, and then they upped your gabapentin
Yeah.
to try to deal with it, and I'm sure that's not helping because I'm on a lot of gabapentin and I can't feel my feelings.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, no, and like I said last time, we're moving towards a scan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking it's a nerve damage or scar tissue or something.
Maybe.
But it could also be a schwannoma again. The
Right.
tumor could have grown back. So
How long has it been?
that's been a couple of years.
Were we diagnosed at the time?
No.
So it would have been.
It was right
like
before.
4.5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a bad run to have it out. I mean, I don't know that it would be worth it for all the pain that the scarring caused you.
No, it would. I'd go through it again.
Yeah.
Now that I know how to handle it better, too.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and if you were to do it, I think I would pay to send you to a massage therapist to like work
it out.
That's okay.
What else? What else was there to talk about? We got Pilgrim Time
Yep.
and our changes to our setup.
Yeah. And
Oh, yeah, we could do that thing that Ruth said that I thought was really fucking clever.
let's see.
Remember I said we need to use that.
Yeah.
Oh, the spoon thing.
Oh yes.
Here, you
Our
talk.
fancy spoons.
Yeah.
Okay. So the other fun thing, again with our Discord, we love our Discord. They're just fantastic and very funny.
Mm-hmm.
One of our, I don't even know what episode it was, but it wound up in a TikTok about our fancy spoons. And Ruth, loving that idea, says, pro tip, search for fancy spoons on Amazon or your favorite shopping website and watch the ads on your online experience change to fancy spoons.
Brilliant.
So
Absolutely brilliant.
Yes. So if you are a spoonie.
I love it. I want ads like, do you want this spoon? How do you feel about this spoon?
I want all the spoons.
Have you had your spoon fixed today?
And then I'll buy them all and then just start throwing them at people when they're like using up my spoons. You
Yeah.
just chuck spoons at them.
Plastic spoons. Just like pocket sand. Just pocket spoons.
We got pocket glitter and pocket spoons.
And the final spoon.
oh yes,
You
we
have to
need
have the final
we need the
spoon.
final spoon with a nice case and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So your final spoon is for when you are just
My whole bit about that I love is just how slow you have to do it. Like you have to be very meaningful in every
Yes.
movement and then just
This is my final spoon.
That's it.
Goodbye.
That's my final spoon.
You're using my final spoon.
One of those things where, like, if you're in a group of people and everyone's talking, like, it starts getting quiet as they notice you, like, doing this thing. Like, what is he doing? What the fuck? What is
It has to be like a really ornate box.
Exactly.
Too. You have to open it very like.
Put in like a glow effect from underneath so it like
Yeah.
lights up. So when you can't see what it is, like the other side, like what?
We're going on a quest to find more spoons.
Yes.
I'll stay here, as this is my last spoon.
Oh my god.
So yes, if you're a spoonie, final spoons. We need this.
Oh, as a follow up to last week, my self talk has gotten better.
Good. Good.
Just in general,
That's good.
after being called out. I was calling people out all week about it too. I was like, watch it.
Good. I had a moment where I was like, I had some pretty negative self-talk, but it was just my brain being mean to itself.
Like it do.
Yep. And so talking to my husband, I was just like, you know what? I hurt my own feelings and it's fine. He's like, well, just talk about it. So I was like saying what the whole deal was. And he was like, well, you're not arguing with yourself. And I was like, but I know it's not true.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm aware. It's just my brain likes to hurt my own feelings.
Intrusive thoughts.
Yes.
It really is.
Yeah.
That's just bully mode for no reason.
Right. Where your brain is just like, hey, you're a piece of shit. And you're like, wait, why? Ow. That wasn't nice. What?
Excuse me. well, and your brain will pick out your insecurities too.
Uh-huh.
It'll make sure that it's that one thing you've been like you're sensitive about, that it's like, hey,
Oh my God.
got ya.
Yeah.
And you're like, stop.
So mine was my birthday weekend celebration.
I said happy birthday, and
in-laws.
I'd get you presents. I don't have presents for you. I'm sorry.
No, it was.
I tried to be a good brother, but it's hard.
I think you do just fine. Also, I just don't really like my birthday in general, so it's
Fair.
always like a super sensitive kind of topic. And so I went to my in-laws, and
Oh, are you
He
gonna
was
talk about
sick.
that video you took?
oh my God, that was hilarious. And I have no regrets.
Get to that point.
No
So,
regrets.
let's keep going.
So they were singing happy birthday to me. And it didn't feel good. The whole interaction was just like icky. So we were like trying to have fun, but my husband is sick. And it was frustrating because I was like, do we need to put it off? We can put it off a weekend.
Yeah.
We can even go tomorrow. There are options. He was like, no, let's go today. And I was like, okay, fine. And so we go, and he like slept on the couch for a long time. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. And then he got up and he was like really wanting to leave. And so it was like hustling me through my birthday, which was annoying. And then they started singing that like happy birthday because they were trying to get everybody rounded up, and that's always a process.
Yeah.
But he started singing it like as a dirge beat, basically. And so it was like happy birthday. And then I went on to say, what was it? It was, this is my birthday dirge because I'm dying at 30.
Yeah.
And they did not like that.
No.
But it was funny, and I
Gallows humor not approved on birthdays.
it was fantastic. I was proud of that one.
I liked how awkward it was. There was this tension
Yes.
in the air just watching you like, whoo.
Yeah. And then
Boy.
everyone was like, Karina. And I was like, it's fine. Shut up. Go away. Yeah. But he was just not having a good time. And that was the day after he'd been like smooshed with the truck. Yeah. So
God
it wasn't
damn.
good. It just wasn't good. And so I was in the car, and he was like, well, I'm sorry you're not like happy about it. And I was like, you know what? I just had a moment where I was like, I am never anybody's like first priority, and that sucks. And then I get to be priority for a minute, and it also sucked.
Yeah. I hate attention. I hate attention in groups.
Yes.
That shit.
Well, because it's always like, I don't know. There's that trap between like wanting to be important within the group, but then also even when you are like important within the group, you don't feel that way.
I want to be important in the group in like the way that you make yourself indispensable at work,
Yeah.
where like people just come to depend on you.
I have that though, but I'm starting
don't
to
like
feel
the
a little
attention of it.
used up.
That's the trap,
Yeah.
because you'll get used up.
Because that's how I'm feeling a little bit now. But it also doesn't help that like my work group of friends, we haven't been able to be together
Yeah.
since essentially break.
Right.
So that makes things really hard. And like they went on adventures without me, but they got COVID doing it.
But they got COVID.
They got COVID doing it. But
Silly Americans.
it's hard too because I'm like I have to like bow out of things, and then we just haven't been able to like make that connection. And so you know how it's that object permanence thing where you're like, oh, I haven't seen them in a while. They must hate me now.
Parallel. So because I've been sick, especially lately, I've been having to dip out of doing things with people online.
Mm-hmm.
Like we make plans for the day, right? Like in the evening I'll get on and then we'll do this and this and this. Like for the week we have objectives that we have to get done before the new expansion comes out or whatever, right?
Right.
But I keep like getting into things and either something will happen in the middle of it, like urgently. Like I'm like, oh, I have to go puke for the next fucking hour.
Oh, yeah.
Or, you know, my rib's out and I can't breathe. Let me lie down. Or I'll start feeling like shit, like the slow encroaching death, you know?
Yeah.
So I suffer through it and then I get in trouble for doing that.
Yep.
And I get really angry and it pisses everyone else off.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, it's like, I'm not trying to be a fucking flake.
Yeah.
And one of my friends hasn't been on in like a week.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, clearly he hates me. I did
Aw.
something to, and he won't talk to me now and he hates me. Which I know is not true.
Right. But that's how it feels. Like, I don't know. We also have like attachment trauma. So
It's true.
that's a thing.
Truth.
But yeah, no, it's hard. And that's why like I try really hard not to be the center of attention. Because even if I am, like, it just feels wrong and weird. And I still feel empty with
Mm-hmm.
it. But then I'm the one that everybody like leans on. And that starts to feel burdensome,
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, you need someone to help you with that.
Yes. Like I need someone that I can lean on without putting pressure on what's going on
Well,
with
that's
them.
the problem.
Because that's the thing is I know what's going on with everybody all the time.
Right, so you don't want to put anything on them.
Yes.
Same
Right.
fucking boat. I get that.
And it's frustrating and it's hard because you're like, I like legitimately, and I've started realizing this, I legitimately have had some like serious fucking shit go down in the last 6 months of my life.
Yes.
And I just am like, I'll just quietly deal with it by myself, I guess. Bye now.
I'm gonna help more.
I know. It's hard though, because I'm like, I don't even know where to start with processing or
That's-
leaning on somebody, or
Right.
because we're not used to being able to do that.
Yeah. No.
And so we share it like between us with humor.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and experiences, but even then, it's not the same as having somebody like in the situation
right.
recognize what's going on with you
Yes.
and then helping you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's exactly it. Actually, is like, it's that same piece where we're like, we are emotionally intelligent via trauma,
Right.
and then we want other people to be emotionally intelligent enough to like spot our bullshit, right?
Yeah.
And be like, hey, are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
But we're so good at masking. And it's a problem.
What's worse is like when you aren't masking anymore,
Mm-hmm.
or you feel like you're not.
Well, and then people are like, why are you in a bad mood?
Right. Exactly.
And you're like, lose.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just go be in the closet by myself.
Or
now.
even worse, you could tell somebody and then what? Like there's certain people that will be able to help if you
Mhm.
told, like there are people that I've told I have this going on and they're like, oh, that sucks, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you're hit with like this dead end. Well, like there's nothing you can do. Why did I say that?
Right.
Like, now I feel like they're neglecting me somehow by not
Right.
doing more.
Right.
But it's not on them.
No.
It's
just-
bullshit.
It's
Bullshit.
It's just frustrating. And it's one of those things that I've had to like talk to my kids about too, like, because I have a couple who are like that, where they're very highly emotionally intelligent kids,
Right.
and they can't get what they need from other people. And I'm like, that is a lifelong struggle, my friend. I am sorry.
Dude, I don't even know how to handle it because it doesn't seem like there's never a solution that just fixes it. It's like one of those slowly over time you either kind of
Right.
like get your energy back or like all the drama fades and so you can kind of replenish
Right.
yourself. But
Yeah.
there's never like that answer like, oh, this one thing will make it better.
Yeah.
If this one person said this one thing at just the right time, but there's no that.
Right.
Doesn't exist.
Right.
Bullshit.
It's just hard.
Emotions.
Yeah. It's
Friendship.
hard. Well, and it's hard because like it's that curse of being high functioning, and I hate it. I hate it. I hate being the high functioning one. I hate being able to snow people all the fucking time. Even when I'm honest about stuff,
Yeah.
I am still like passing for okay. So
Yeah.
they're like, how you doing? And I'm like, I'm dead today, but I'm still running around the building and doing my job and working with kids and interacting with people and still like upbeat and happy and all of this.
Yeah.
And
No, I hate that. That I think bothers me more about myself when that happens. Because you're like, I was being honest,
yeah.
but there's like I feel like
and
I'm
then
lying
you
because
feel like you're bidding for attention,
Right.
and then
because
and then
you're
you
still out
like run
doing
from
shit.
that part because you're like, no, it's not that I want attention.
Yeah.
Please, God, don't think that of me.
Yeah, I'm not. Wrong answer.
Yes. Well, because we've been accused of it. So like, that was a childhood long thing
Yes.
of being accused of like wanting attention in some way or another. I know, right? It's my ankles.
It's surgery time for my knee for sure.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I think we've decided. My husband was like, why don't you just do everything? Like, meet your deductible and then do all the surgeries. And I was like, because they won't let me.
Yeah, there's. Well, for recovery,
I'll just do one every 6 weeks.
assuming that everything goes well,
Right.
which it would. I
Yeah.
feel like we could honestly get away with it, but
Yes.
it would be a
Well,
slog.
I need the left one done, like left shoulder, and I need the right one redone, which sucks. Ooh, I heard that. That was crispy. Yeah. Whew. But yeah, I need the right one redone.
Mhm.
But I'm also worried that, I mean, technically, I had it done in 2018.
Again, I think you're stressing too much
19,
about it. I had this one done
Like
twice in a row.
3. Yeah. I just worry that they're going to be like, oh, it's not effective. We're not going to do it anymore. That would be like the worst possible outcome for that.
But the more likely outcome is that they'll look at it, see what's wrong, and be able to fix that. Because
That would be good.
It's a different problem than their solution.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They went in with one plan, and since that one failed, obviously it's this other thing.
Right. Well, and it'll be a different surgeon entirely.
Yeah.
Because my old shoulder surgeon is in a different state now.
Right.
So I don't know. And it's frustrating too because I'm like, my ankles hurt and my knees hurt and my hips hurt, but it's not actually my hips, it's my pelvis. And
This conversation literally describes what it's like to have EDS.
yes.
Balancing the social and then having to deal with the
Yeah.
body in the background.
Well, and then my problem with
Ugh.
like bidding for another surgery is like the minute I go to have it checked out, it's going to go away.
Mm-hmm.
That's always the fear is like, I'm going to go have them look at it and they're going to say nothing's wrong, or it's going to be like so far out. The appointment will be so far out that it'll switch and be something else.
Yeah.
So like the same thing happened for my ankle, right? I still haven't done my scan for my ankle because it's not been priority.
Yeah. No,
But by the time I have an appointment, whatever the problem is has like gone into the background and something else is like at the forefront.
Mm-hmm. No, I gotcha.
Ugh. And then I just don't want to have anything looked at because then I'm frustrated.
Yeah. No shit.
Yeah.
It's amazing what one, oh no, it's nothing, will do to your entire psyche.
Yeah. God. That's just, it's a hard answer to hear. Well, and it's easier, like, I've noticed within the Discord and within some of the groups where I'm like, expect your, like, bone scans to come back normal because that's what happens. And don't be discouraged because your x-ray was normal, because we've fallen into that trap a lot and then had, like, what is it called? The orthoscopy? The one where they put the dye in with the x-ray. Why can't I remember what it's called?
It's on the tip of my tongue. You've described it. We know what it is.
So essentially they fill up the joint with fluid and dye, and then they put it under x-ray, and then you can see how fucked up the soft tissue is.
Or doing an MRI or a CAT scan even. Like,
Yeah.
soft tissue scans are what you're going to want more than hard.
Yeah. Well, and be prepared for like the process, because they're gonna have to do the x-rays first, and they're gonna have to do
Which
the
is
blah blah blah.
why most places, at least that I've experienced, will do the imaging right away.
Yeah.
Like when I went in for my back.
They're like, go get an x-ray right now.
For my hip. They're like, let's get the x-ray done now.
Yeah.
Because they knew nothing was going to show up, but it needed to be done so that
Right,
insurance
it's all that
would approve.
procedural piece, yeah.
It is a mess. But
It is.
we got there. We got the surgery.
Yeah.
So.
So, I mean, I've had both hips done and one shoulder done, and then, so I know, and it's hard because we go through these experiences, and then we're met with people who are like, yes, I believe you, and it's Like, there's actually a problem here, and we're
Yeah.
going to fix it. And we're like, what the fuck? Are you sure? I didn't just trick you? I must have manipulated you
Imagine
subconsciously.
The fucking mental gymnastics that you're doing to yourself in order to believe that.
Constantly.
And actually believe it. Because it's not just like a fear. It's like an honest to God. Like, my mom still doesn't process the fact that I'll wake up from surgery and assume that they just cut me open,
Yes.
looked at it, and closed me up.
Just to appease you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So without images, and that's why I tell my surgeons, I'm like, I need lots of pictures from the surgery, because I don't believe myself. It's a problem.
Some serious shit.
Yeah. Yep. Fun times.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and of course I missed therapy, so can't work on this stuff. And then when I go back, I'll forget about this stuff. And then, because that's how it works. I have ADHD. Hi.
I like my therapist.
I like my therapist also.
How do you do, like, monthly
Enjoy.
visits?
We try.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what we do. Every time I do pain management, it's I see Megan first and then I see Libby,
Oh, nice.
like right after.
That's good.
Every time.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what the pain psychologist will be like. So that'll be interesting. I will find out whether or not I am okay in my management of pain or if I'm a crazy person.
It's a scary prospect because it's not just like meeting pain management. It's the psych.
Yeah.
You're going to get deep into your brain.
They're going to try to figure out how I process pain.
You're going to walk out with bipolar 2. That's what happened to me. I went in for just a normal like PTSD just to see if I had it from the like school shooting and stuff like that. Walked out with bipolar, anxiety disorder, PTSD.
Yeah. Yep.
And then they treated it and I function now.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's different. Yeah.
weird.
Yep.
Amazing.
You want to take a break?
I don't want to, but it's time.
I think it is time.
It is time.
It is time. All right, my friends. What do we got to do?
Drink your water.
Indeed. Take your meds if you have not.
Eat some food.
Yep. Have a snack because it's good for you.
Go outside if it's nice, and if not, cuddle up to something warm in your nest. Make
and
a nest.
soft. Always make a nest.
Yeah.
I actually, sorry, off topic. My husband and I, since we're like trying to redefine kind of our dynamic, I started building a nest in the downstairs so that we can sit and watch movies together.
Aw, that's cute.
And it was funny because we had talked about it like a week or two beforehand, and I was like, build me a you want me to be anywhere out of my bed? Build me a nest.
Yep.
And then it never dawned on me, and I was like, hey, you know what? I could build a nest down there.
Yeah.
And then not spend all day in bed. Hooray.
Fact.
And I'm hoping that'll help with like the sleep hygiene too. So
Oh my god. Oh, we could talk about sleep hygiene.
yeah,
I don't think we've ever talked about sleep
I
hygiene.
don't think we have because ours is terrible.
No. Yes, but no. Like, whatever. We'll talk about it.
We'll get to
I
it.
have a lot to say about it.
Well, fine.
I don't. What else do they need to do? They need to join the Discord.
Yes, join our Discord.
You can lurk. You don't have to talk. Just read through it.
Like, subscribe, share. Share.
Shill.
Please. Shill. I'm giving you like slivers of my soul as I do this.
It hurts, but it's worth it.
Yeah. Come find us. Come hang out.
Yeah.
It's good times. Supportive times. Yeah. Be kind to yourself and do something nice for you.
Mm-hmm.
You deserve it. And we'll see you in a couple minutes. Bye-bye.
Peace. Welcome back. How was your break?
Did you do the things?
Mm-hmm.
I hope you did the things. We did.
I think they did. I believe
we
in them.
even ate,
Mm-hmm.
which is
Hydrated,
fantastic.
ate, medicated, went out into the sun.
yep. It is sunny, which is so nice.
It's weird. It's
And
nice
the pressure's not going crazy yet. Fingers crossed. Knock on wood.
This is wood in a way. It's
It
compact
has wood in it.
It's a wood
fine.
product.
It's fine.
Yeah.
This paper, it has wood in it.
Yeah. That's fair.
It's all good. It's all good. But we decided to scrap our sleep hygiene topic, yeah?
Well, okay, I'll do a brief synopsis.
Okay.
Before you go to bed, you're supposed to do things, and it's called your sleep hygiene. Things you don't do before bed. Look at your screen. Look at a TV or your phone. Anything with blue light.
Yep.
Blue light, wrong. Out. You also need to spend like an hour in cool down before you plan on sleeping. So lay down, get comfortable.
Don't eat.
Right. Oh, That's a hard one for me.
It's really hard for me. I'm like, gummy bears.
Right, exactly. We have snacks for our nest, and it's like right there.
Nest
Last night,
snack.
I had a couple Oreos. It was great.
Yes.
What else?
Okay.
Showering, getting clean. I can't remember what the hygiene was on that.
There's a few different ones. So first, I don't know. So it's like rules for sleeping. So do something to wind down that doesn't involve screen time.
Yep.
And it's like for an hour before you go to bed.
Exactly.
Don't eat. I think it's like 3 hours, 4 hours before you go to bed or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't lay in your bed unless you're going to sleep.
This is a big one. It's kind of hard for EDSers, I think.
Well,
anyone with illnesses.
We have a nest.
Yeah.
We spend time in the nest.
Well, we got to find
recovery place.
comfortable positions.
Yeah, that too.
Typically, you wouldn't lay in bed unless you were sleeping. That way you have it built into you that when you're in bed, you sleep.
Yeah. You're like it's like cognitive behavioral therapy
it really
for
is.
sleep.
I tried breaking that by doing all my laying down on the couch for a while.
Yeah.
And it helped because there was still that delineation, like this is where I can lay down and relax and bed is bed.
Yes. Well, and that's what I'm doing with like building the nest on the couch.
Yeah.
And trying to spend time not in bed.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah, because the like more active I can stay and the less time I spend in the nest, the better I sleep at night.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's like it's all the things you're not supposed to do, basically.
Yeah.
It's rules.
Yeah.
When we're not good at following rules.
Routine is huge.
Yep.
Have a set time that you go to bed every night.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and the other one is if you are in bed for, I think it's like 45 minutes without being asleep, you need to get up and go do something.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think I've heard that.
I don't remember what the time limit is. It might be like 45 minutes, a half hour.
Right. That way
or
you're
an
not just
hour
laying in bed.
Something like that. Right. Yeah.
Get up, do a thing, and then.
Yeah. And then try again.
Okay.
And I just have trouble with that one. Because I'll like find something to do in the bed.
Yeah.
And then that's screen time.
Jen has really bad sleep hygiene, especially lately because she's been sick. So like sleeping's been a pain in the ass for her.
Yeah.
She'll try and lay down and sleep, but then she gets on her phone and she reads and she reads and she reads. And
yep.
like she was up until 3 last night, I think.
Oh my God.
I had to wake up at 7. Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Yep.
Oh God.
Poor thing.
Jesus. Yeah. And it's like caffeine not after 2 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
I think is the other one. Yeah.
Really, I need to just not do caffeine at all. It would help my system a lot to not do it, but I need it.
Yeah. No. I'm like, I have to live on planet Earth in the year 2022. I'm gonna have coffee.
Yeah. Fair.
Yeah. So my sleep hygiene, needless to say, is not good. I mean, it's not good sleep hygiene at all. But it's something that I'm working on.
That's good. Small things at a time. You don't want to change your entire habit. You can't build a habit out of everything all at once. Do the slow change.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Well, and I think we've been really good. We're trying to do like little things along the way so that the house stays clean and we're not left with like a huge mess to clean at the end of the week. And that's been really good because we've been like on top of it. And when we're home together, we're cooking together and cleaning as we go. And that helps a lot too. And just kind of rebuilding, like we're redefining our.
I'm super jelly of your
thing.
situation because Jen and I never had that. We never had a time when it was just her and me in a house. Mm-hmm. We always had roommates, and then we had kids, and then now it's family. Yeah. Not that it was bad. Right. But we never had that like it's building different. the like formative years of
right. We're redefining
life.
The dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like we had to do it through other things, but
it
would have been nice to have that like just the two of us, and then
Yeah,
instead of getting thrown to the wolves like we did.
Right. It's definitely different. It's interesting. And I mean, right now it's going really well and I'm hopeful for things as they progress. Yeah. But who knows? Because the world can fall apart at any moment all the time.
Yeah, that's very
forever.
true.
Because that is my entire life. So, yeah, that's sleep hygiene. We're not super great at it, but we're making little changes along the way. Yeah. And I think like moving the nest is going to be a big step. Yeah. Where I can go hang out downstairs by myself or with him and we're watching movies together. And
yeah. So if you're having issues with your sleep, maybe you look into it online to get like the full accurate list. There's a lot of like really good infographics out there too. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And again, just try things out. Like I've been horrible with insomnia for years. Yes. Where I stay awake for 2 or 3 days and then I sleep one day sleep that day.
Yeah, the whole day.
And then back to it. And then sometimes I'll have good sleep schedule. So it's...
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting because, like, I don't know, for me, like, sleep is the retreat. Sleep is what I need all the time, forever. Like, there are times where I hit such a bad point in fatigue that I literally am just, like, counting down the time until I get to sleep. And then I get to that time and then I can't sleep. And then that's fucking annoying.
You know what my favorite, and this is sarcastic, favorite thing about fatigue, like the heavy fatigue, is when you have dreams and you're fatigued in the dreams because you're physically still fatigued.
Yes.
So in the dream, you're slogging along. You're like, I'm so tired, and you're asleep.
That's the worst. That was when I think my mental health was the worst. Like, I was like, I'll just let me die because I just need to sleep. Because I was having dreams about being tired.
Yeah.
And that is meta and fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, well, in the dream, like, what are you going to do? Sleep?
Right. Or it's a dream about someone constantly interrupting your sleep.
Yes.
Like, you're like, I'm trying to sleep. Can I please sleep? And then you're, like, in the middle of a soccer game.
Yeah.
Or...
No shit. Like,
Oh, my God. Dreaming about being tired. I think that's the closest I ever came to being, like, suicidal.
Suicide?
Suicide. Yeah. Because... yeah, I just was so exhausted. And I was like, I can't. I'm dreaming about being tired. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
Or I would dream like full work days.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, thank you.
So yeah, that is our bit on sleep hygiene.
Indeed. We discovered another topic that we wanted to go into.
We were just having conversations.
We were excited about.
Well, it ties together with the first half pretty well.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
You intro it. You're good at this. Okay.
So it kind of falls under just emotional regulation as a whole and like emotional dysregulation as a whole. But it's this idea that in the end, we are responsible for teaching people how to treat us.
Yes.
And what is acceptable and what is not. So we can't go into the world and relationships expecting that people are going to treat us the way that we need to or want to be treated.
Yeah.
Because other people can be really stupid.
Well, and everyone's the main character of their story.
Yes.
So they're going to come at you as though you're a side character to them.
Yeah.
And they're going to expect you to react certain ways.
Well, that's the thing is
like,
I'm like, human beings are inherently extremely self-centered creatures.
Yeah.
We just are. So all of those like insecurities that we carry around, I had to learn that I was like, oh, nobody is looking at me. Nobody is thinking about me. They're all thinking about whatever
yeah, once
themselves.
You have that realization, though,
yeah,
life is so much easier.
Oh, my God, so much easier. Where I was just like, nobody cares, and I don't care, and it's fine.
Yeah.
It's all fine. And I said something stupid, but no one will remember, so it's fine.
You will, though.
I will remember. But
low-key, you will always remember.
Yeah. Oh, I will always remember.
Yeah.
They won't know, though.
Yep. You have a catalog of things that you could share with people. Like, here are all the horrible, awkward things I've said. Mm-hmm. In order.
With a ranking.
Yeah.
5 stars is the worst. Yeah. But we were talking about this kind of within the context of your friend groups.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's complicated. There's a lot of people expecting or seeing things, especially online, seeing things one way, interpreting things the way that they aren't, which is a huge part of it. A lot of misinterpretation. And I do a lot of translating. Yeah. Which is interesting in and of itself. But you get like, what's a good example of this? What were we talking about before? Do you remember what I was talking about?
People behaving a certain way and then being surprised that like you still want to be around them.
Oh, yes,
and
yes.
like you had to teach them like, yeah, no, that's the limit.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the correction.
Right. Well, okay. So an example of that was this guy was talking about things that he had in this game a lot. Mm-hmm. not to be a braggart, but other people were interpreting it that way. He was more or less saying, "Oh, I have this," and wanting people to know, like, you know, he's excited. He has the thing. And he kept talking about it, and other people were like, he won't stop bragging about it. He won't stop bragging about it. And so one time he brings it up, and I'm like, "Oh my God, you have that?" And he genuinely goes, "Wait, I didn't tell you?" And everybody fucking lost it. Like, I was like, "No, I just, you talk about it a lot." And he was like, oh, ha ha ha, so funny. Like, but it
Right.
was that interaction that helped everybody kind of understand better
Yeah.
where
Like,
everyone
where
stood.
everyone was coming from,
Yeah.
and like opening it up so we like get these bubbles of discomfort
right.
within these friend groups or interactions where you can feel the like tension, but nobody is willing
doing
to like
anything about
approach that thing.
it. Right.
And so you just slice it open with humor and you're like, here it is.
Yeah.
Now
I've
we're
learned
going to
that
deal with it.
that's how I have to do a lot of it. It's
Yeah.
Just, hey, let's be funny about it.
Right. Well, that's why I'm good at my job.
Yeah.
It's because I use a lot of humor to approach like really serious subjects or like behaviors or thought processes.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But it's hard because you have all these people who are like, well, that really bothers me, but I'm not going to tell them that it bothers me.
Right.
And in the end, because they're like, oh, well, they should know better. They should know better.
How?
And that's exactly it. Is like, in a perfect world, which we do not live in, and that's the important part, because people are always like, well, they should. And you're like, should is not a thing.
Right.
Is the thing. This is the way it is. In the world of is, we are responsible for teaching people how to treat us and
Right.
how to not treat us.
Well, okay, you have, it's weird to think about. You have a set of chemicals that have experienced a certain set of things, so they react a certain way to stimuli, right? If you look at it scientifically.
Yeah.
That's a person.
Right.
How the fuck are they going to know how to communicate with this other bundle of chemicals that
Right.
have had completely different experiences?
Yep. And
Like,
different feedbacks. And
without just
Yeah.
straight up talking about it.
Right.
I mean, you
Well,
have to.
And it goes back to my favorite thing. What's my favorite thing? Explicit communication. Yes. Because I really believe that if we were more explicit with one another, we could solve so much.
Yeah.
We could avoid so much.
Well, okay. I think that there's a part that you're missing with that. Explicit communication, and then accepting that you're not going to get along with everybody.
Yes.
There are people that are just not going to mesh with you. You have to
Right.
be able to accept that they don't like you and you don't like
there are
them.
going to be people who are just, they rub you the wrong way.
Yeah.
And that's just their personality type or your personality type and how you interact together.
And accepting that and
Right.
then being explicit, I think, is perfectly
Well,
fine.
Accepting it in a non-judgmental way.
Yeah.
And I think that's the real key there, is like to look at a situation and without judgment on yourself or that person, just be like, yeah, no, we don't mesh.
Right.
And that is okay.
I've had a couple of interactions with people online like that before,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like, oh, like we worked together on this thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't great, wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
Move on with your life, like.
Right.
And they were cool with it. Like,
Right.
That's a huge thing.
Yeah.
Being able to do that.
Right. Well, and it's interesting online because there's so much like inference that
Yeah.
takes place, right? People interpret things one way or the other because you can't read faces,
Right.
which makes it a little more interesting. And there's a lot of like sarcasm and bravado that takes place online,
Yeah.
especially with men and boys, because that's
The language.
the cultural language,
Yeah.
right? That's it. That's it, right? So there's a lot of like teasing that goes on, and people wind up with hurt feelings because that teasing kind of cuts deep. But how's that other person supposed to know? Like there's this weird social script.
Talking about cutting deep, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like accidentally treading on somebody's feelings.
Yes.
So I'm new to this group, and we're like hanging out. We're all getting along, and I'm like, hey, they're good players. I'm an okay player. This is fun. I can hang out with these guys.
Yeah.
And they're like, let's. I was talking about they wanted to do player versus player activities, and I was like, okay, I'm not great at that. And so we did a couple, and I was fooling around, like I was dicking around on purpose, right?
Yeah.
Like I was like, I'm not gonna run. I'm just gonna do, and I was doing horrible, but I was having fun doing it. Like
Right.
It wasn't major competitive or anything.
Yeah.
But they pulled me aside.
Oh my
and they're
God.
like, all right, let's take you to this training map, and we'll go through. Dudes tore me apart on the cellular level. They're talking about shit that I can't control. Like I was like hurt at first. I was like, I thought I was a good player. They don't think I'm a good player. That wasn't even it. They got to the point where they're like, your tracking's bad, and I'm like, I literally was crying and talking normal. Like,
oh my God.
Jen walked in and I'm just dripping, and she's like, "What's wrong?" And I'm like, "Oh, nothing." And I'm like, they were talking about like moving your arm and stuff.
Oh
like,
yeah, and you're like, EDS, okay, it's EDS.
I have neuropathies, man. I I can't. There's nothing I can physically do about it. I didn't want to say that. I didn't know them
Right.
that well. But these guys that I was like, oh, they're really cool, were just tearing me apart on something that was like close to home when it's
Right.
out of my control and it's EDS. That just hurt. Yeah. And oh man, it was brutal. I was literally, I'm like, yeah, thanks guys, and just fucking pouring tears. It was a rough day.
See, I don't have like the online interaction piece because I just, I don't know. I don't have the attention span to play games a lot of the time.
Well, you have
or
a life
the
too.
experience, or like, well, and I missed that. Like, I missed that piece in my childhood and teenhood.
Mm-hmm.
Like, video games, I never got to experience that in my like formative years, I guess.
Right.
And so it just kind of fell off the world.
You play
I don't know how to
Minecraft.
play. Well, yeah. I can play Minecraft and
She's
The Sims.
a Minecraft pro.
Yeah, I just like mine forever.
That's what Jen does. She
Just
literally
like go into the deep.
we'll set up multiplayer maps for like 60 people, and Jen will be like, "What do you guys need me to mine?" And
I'ma
she'll
go
just
dig
go
a hole.
straight down and mine. She'll just build mines, and she's perfectly happy.
I go and I dig until I find like a haunted mine or something.
Oh, those are fun.
Those are really fun.
I like rebuilding them.
Oh, and then I just go and I like kill the like spawn point.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Get all
but
the
I go through
chests.
and I turn it back into a mine
Oh,
with
that's
working
fun.
rails and stuff.
Oh, nice. I
'Cause
don't do that, but maybe I
I'm
will.
crazy.
'Cause I'm crazy.
I don't know why. The
That's
architect in me is
definitely
like,
it.
oh, it's decaying. I can preserve it. I can come in and fix it and
Right.
then see what it's meant to look like. And sometimes it's cool.
That's kind of fun, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll try that. But yeah, no, I don't have like the online piece, but I understand it. Like I've been around it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't. It's hard because you can't read facial expressions, and you can't.
Dude.
Like the subtleties go missing sometimes because maybe you don't know that certain person's humor very well.
Yeah.
They're new to you and they're being a dick. He thinks he's being funny. Like it's different.
Well, and when you can see people for who they are,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like the only one in a group of people that can do that, and they all are like pissing each other off, but there's like nobody's being mean to each other.
Right.
You guys are just reading into it in a way.
Yep.
Like it was not malicious at all.
I have a saying that I actually like have taught to people because they're like, "Oh, I really like that. Holy crap, what is that?" And it goes, "That's not reality. That is a story that you are telling
Yes.
yourself."
That's a good one.
Because it is like we can't read people's minds. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like you are not the person who gets to decide what that person is thinking
No.
or what they meant. Like I hate the whole like, "Oh, well, you meant." And you're like, no, I say what I mean. Thank you very much.
Do you ever have these meta moments in life where like you react a certain way and in your head you're like, I know I'm reacting this way because my chemicals are off. Like on a fundamental level, I know that I shouldn't react this way, but you did and it's too late. Like you're like, oh.
Oh, and when in my younger years I used to just go, "Well, shit, it's over now. Commit."
Bail.
Or commit.
Oh, like
Commit to the meltdown.
Okay, I still do that.
You just commit to the fucking meltdown, right?
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
you're
yeah.
like, "Oh, I fucked up. I've pissed everybody off. It's too late. I'm committing to the chaos."
Yeah. Well, it's utter bail, and it's bailing is a bigger in our eyes.
Right.
It's a bigger option because that's like the bail.
Yes.
Like you're done. I've burned bridges. I'm gone.
Right.
So commit to what you said. Yeah. No,
Yep.
I still
Commit.
do that.
Make them hate me because, like, we're already there.
I have to fight that urge. I can feel it and see it coming now. But I oh god, when I was a teenager,
Yeah.
dude.
That was my teenhood. Was
Yeah.
like, and my early like adult years.
Mm-hmm.
My poor mother-in-law had to like train me out of all of this stuff because I would be like, "Oh, I've done something terrible, and now I better commit to being this bad person because they think I'm bad anyway, and no one's gonna listen if I try to explain myself. So fuck it, I'm committing to being what they think I am already."
Yeah. Talk about a story that you tell yourself. Like Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. It's hard not to tell yourself stories, but
It's gonna be really awkward when this goes out and everyone's like, "What the fuck were they talking about?" I have never known anyone to ever have these thoughts and feelings, and we're gonna be like, "Whoa,
we're alone in the universe."
we stretched a little too far there, guys." Just ignore that last episode. That was just we were drunk.
We were drunk. On power. Sorry, I'm done.
Almost said it though.
Yep.
That's why I was like,
Yeah. But that's how it goes, right?
Yeah.
Like, especially like trauma brain, and especially trauma brain that like wants to book. Like, you don't trust that other people care.
no, yeah.
Or care to even like want to hear your explanation for things when you're like, oh, I was a total dick and I'm really fucking sorry.
Yeah.
Well, and my big thing was like, I couldn't explain how like bad I felt at the time. Like, a lot of that came from like, I'm in a lot of pain and I'm in this like pissy ass mood and I'm snapping at people around me, but I can't explain what's wrong with me because I don't have, I want to say the right, you know, like pre-diagnosis when you didn't know what was wrong, but something was wrong.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have the right to be like, I don't feel good. And then like, the response comes back like, well, everybody doesn't feel good sometimes.
Exactly.
Right? Like, but you're like, but it's different and I don't know how to get that across.
Right. Well, because then yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's not an easy thing.
I mean, we didn't even think about it being something like its own thing until way late in the game.
Yeah. We just thought we were fucking crazy and couldn't handle life.
Like, why can't I handle simple things? Why is my arm so messed up? Like, even then I was like, I'm fine. There's nothing wrong with me.
Right. Yep.
Clearly there was. I mean, thyroid issues.
Yeah.
Fucking all sorts of things that.
Well, and vomiting constantly. Constantly. I remember there was one time, I might have told this story before, stop me if I have, where...
Stop. I don't know. Keep
where
going.
my in-laws came to pick me up from the pharmacy or something. And I was just like puking into the rocks.
Oof.
For no reason. Just like vomiting violently into the rocks in this parking lot. And then they came home and it was some kind of discussion that I like overheard. And I heard my mother-in-law say to my husband, like, it's real. Like, you have to understand, like, that's something is going on and it's real. And like, she's not faking it and it's not for attention. And I was like, what is this? What?
Yeah.
What?
Well, okay. When I moved out in with the Ellen family, Ben's mom, Laura, she did the same thing with me. Like, she was like, there is a problem.
Yeah.
She even called out my bipolar, and I was offended by it. She was right. I fucking saw it and nailed it. But I was like, I'm not bipolar. Fuck you. There's no way. Stupid. Fucking idiot.
That is bad self-talk.
No, it's bad past self-talk. He was a fucking idiot. Think
He's
back.
Uneducated.
Yeah, he was pretty dumb. If I met him, I'd smack him and be like, you stupid bitch. Why?
Oh my God. Well, and that like diagnosis came with a lot of like inherent judgment, right? Like the stigma of mental health.
Well, that's what it was. It was like, you have bipolar, and all I knew of bipolar at the time was
like,
like,
I'm crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, oh, she thinks I'm absolutely out of my fucking mind, but she works in the medical field. Like, she knew what bipolar was.
Right. Yep.
Stupid. I can't believe how offended I was by it.
Yeah.
There's
a lot of stigma.
The funny thing is, it threw me into a manic depression. I'm not bipolar. I locked myself in my room for like a week. I didn't come down. I didn't talk to anyone. I was just like,
they think I'm crazy. They must hate me.
My inner dialogue, everyone. Yeah.
We share a brain. Sorry.
Oh my God.
Yeah. No, it's just. Well, and I think it's a huge part of like emotional regulation to be able to have that like metacognition and go, maybe my perception is not reality at this moment, or maybe I'm not seeing things clearly because I am dysregulated. But I think it takes practice to like recognize your own dysregulation.
Yeah.
And then recognize when you're telling yourself stories. And that's like when I call myself out and go, ugh, I just hurt my own feelings.
Yeah.
And then it's almost like nightmares. Like, it has a lot of power when it's in, right?
Yeah.
But when you start speaking about it, the absurdity of it all comes out. And you're able to like be like, oh, never mind. It was a tiny little thing.
Yeah.
Like, you start explaining a nightmare and you're like, oh, it was terrifying. There were ducks and they were Never mind.
Your brain went to two thoughts there, and you couldn't decide which one to go with.
Yeah. It was like ducks live on the moon
Or
and they die on the sun.
Yep.
You
I
put them into
fucking knew it.
rockets and send
Or-
them to the sun.
You put them on a green planet.
A black duck on a green moon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. We need to watch Felix and just do like a reaction. I think it'd be funny as hell.
A lot of cringe. Oh,
We'll
we could
do-
do lemonade shots.
Yeah, we'll do. That was so fun. Aww. Aww.
Little young
Aw.
us playing drinking games.
Yep.
We used to make really
sour as shit lemonade. It
yeah,
was
like
super
the
sugary.
country time, like the powder stuff.
And it was like the strawberry lemonade.
Yep. And we would mix it to the point where it was almost nauseating.
Yeah, it was almost like syrup consistency.
Yes. We would add like double the sugar
Uh-huh.
and then the normal powder, and we'd stir it up, and then we would take shots of the super sugar.
Every time Felix made a terrible joke. And it started out with
Yes.
like the burger.
Yes.
He was like talking to the skeleton. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god.
We could do that for real and then just kill ourselves. Alcohol poisoning,
This would
kids.
be really funny though.
What we should do is do a live stream of it.
That's what I'm saying. We need to do a live reaction of
Yeah.
Felix the cat.
We
Watch
need
it
to
on
set up a
YouTube.
schedule. When we're gonna do live streams?
I don't know.
We got to find a day that works that we
Yeah.
could.
Do you want to? Well, let's talk about it after. I
Let's
have
plan it
questions
now.
and ideas.
Oh,
Questions.
secrets and plans.
Questions. Mostly questions.
Questions.
I just don't want them to know how dumb I am.
They already know. We set out.
Pretending they don't.
We set out to be real. They know.
I know. That's exactly
know.
it. No one can accuse us of being like fake. There's no way.
No, I literally just talked about the time that I cried because my friends were mean to me.
Yeah. Yep.
Nobody knows that story, but I put it on the internet where it'll be safe. No one will find it.
Safe forever.
Yeah,
That's what we do with the internet. We put things there if we want them to be safe.
safe. No one will find this.
It's perfect. Yes. So yeah, emotional regulation.
Yeah, stories you tell yourself. I like that.
Yeah. Well, and that's the one that I kind of
Explicit communication.
used a lot.
And then what was the first one? We had
Oh, you're responsible for teaching people how to treat you.
right, which I think people should focus on more.
Yes.
It gets neglected a lot.
Well, and I think we need to take you need to take ownership of it
Mm-hmm.
because, and even in relationships, like, be explicit. Like, that's not okay. That's not how you're gonna talk to me. That's not how you're going to treat me. That's not how this is gonna go down. Like, say what you mean and mean what you say.
Yeah. Well, I do that with Jen a lot. Like, she doesn't do things that are like mean or rude or anything, but it's like I call her out if I feel like she said something away, so that she can see.
Oh yeah.
Because sometimes she gets ADD panicked.
You're like, the way you said that.
the
hurt
way,
my-"
yeah, the way you said that, I interpreted it this way.
Yeah.
I know what you meant, but it still hurt.
Yeah.
I do that a lot.
Yeah. And I mean, that
way,
makes sense. 'cause
Yeah.
like you said, like calling it out makes a big difference.
Yeah.
And it doesn't kind of takes the, not necessarily the hurt out of it, but like that internalization.
Right. It's not gonna fester.
Yeah.
Like you
So
let
I
it
think
out.
the longer you sit with something, the deeper it goes into your like subconscious, and the more you internalize that as truth in one way or
Yeah.
another, or truth that someone said, even if that's not what they said.
Well, and then it gets skewed. You build on it.
Exactly.
It becomes a bigger
So,
thing.
yeah, call it out. Call it out. Just like we do when we're like, oh, I was mean to myself. Your knee, dude.
My knee is messed up.
Ugh.
I think it's time to work on my knee.
Knees and shoulders. Shoulders, knees, and toes.
Oh boy. Sync ratio is over 100%.
It's perfect. I know, I'm over here fidgeting too. Ugh.
It's hot in here.
It is hot in here. You want to call it?
Yeah. I mean, everyone feels like this was a good episode, yeah?
You definitely do.
Until it's Dora the Explorer, then.
We can read your minds. We know how you
We could read your
across
comments.
the internet.
Your Discord comments, like episode evaluations.
evaluation.
That's how I view them.
We have a
discussions.
It's
but
a Google form that we send out, and we're like, evaluate this episode.
From worst to best, how did this episode make you feel? Why did it make you feel that way?
That's the other one, is the
Answer
why
only
game.
if pregnant. Like, get really weird.
Have you ever had a dog whose name was Charlie pee in your front yard?
If so,
or
then
get hit by your dad's truck?
how real was it on a scale of 1 to 10? How real?
How real?
Yeah,
Did this happen?
it's time to go.
It's a Google Meet for gaslighting. I don't know.
All right. We're going to go now.
All right. We love you. Thanks for coming along. And we will see you in the next one. Be kind to yourself.
Yes. Bye.
Call it out.